Hi, my name is Elaniece. There were a few commercial trucks on the road, and we noticed that this one guy coming off the ramp was driving pretty erratically. So we tried to steer clear of him, and lo and behold, about 5-10 miles down the road, he is the one that broadsided us in the door and knocked us off the highway, totaled our pickup truck, shoulder injury, concussion, all on the right side of my body and head. Before my accident, I had a job test driving pre-production vehicles. So I drove anywhere from 200 to 500 miles per day, and I loved it. After the accident, the thought of going 10 miles in a car just had me, shell-shocked. I ended up giving up that job and finding something that I could do from home. Sitting in my car and looking at the underbelly of a big truck, or realizing that the tires were just as tall as my car, it just made me not want to be out there. My ears constantly were ringing. The sound of a treble key, high treble, very soft ringing, to a deep percussion level that was maddening. I had trouble clearing obstacles on the right side. I would just hit them. I knew I was going to hit them. I would try to mentally adjust, and I would bump it anyway. It was very frustrating. And I had been, going up and down the stairs, walking through my home for years, 10 years over. And then suddenly, it was like an obstacle course. There were some aha moments. The first one came when I actually had a chance to see an audiologist, got a definite diagnosis of tinnitus. And in speaking with him, I mentioned me running into things on the right side of my body, with the right side of my body, because I thought maybe it was an inner ear malfunction. So then he suggested that I go see a very specific vision specialist. So I did. And the fact that he suggested that I go see a vision specialist about a problem that I thought was coming from my ears was, I was just kind of like, that's odd. I can see pretty good. Well, first, I got a great impression and a very warm welcome when I got there. But I was like, now what do my feet have to do with my eyes? But I'm willing to see what, a doctor does. The very first thing I noticed after having the trial lenses on was I was thinking, I have never seen this clearly in my entire life. And I've been wearing glasses since I was 7. They tell you close your eyes while they do the trial lenses, and then you open them, and I'm like, wow, is this what the world really looks like? Because it just seemed like I hadn't been able to see forever compared to what I was seeing right that moment. As we began to get into the lenses, the headache began to subside. And by the time I left, I did not have a headache. The majority of days now, I don't have headaches.